Did you make sure to hand wash my clothes? The washing machine roughs them up really badly, so they need to be done by hand.
I don't have time for that. I told you, it takes time and I've got to be out the door by 7:30 every morning. I put the washing machine on the delicate cycle. That will have to do.
I didn't authorize that. Who said you could slack off? Those clothes aren't like your dime a dozen basement bargain rags. They are expensive.
Authorize?
Yes, I don't remember telling you the machine was okay. Did I give you permission to just trash my clothes?
I didn't know I needed it.
Of course you do. I don't spend hard-earned money on fancy clothes only to have you destroy them.
You mean your brother's hard-earned money?
Look, Jenny, I didn't say you could throw them all in the washing machine with your filthy clothes. So if I didn't say you could, you should have hand-washed them. I can't believe I have to tell you again.
You can't be serious.
Are you talking back to me? Just do them by hand next time, and don't forget why you're here in the first place.
Why I'm here? I married your brother, Theo. I didn't have a problem with living with your father and helping take care of him. My grandfather was in the military too, so I know how veterans sometimes have a rough time back in civilian life. Theo told me how tough it was when your mother passed away, and I don't mind helping out around the house. I didn't even mind the fact that you were still living at home. The house is big enough for everyone to have a little space of their own, but I'm not here to do everything so you don't have to lift a finger.
You just don't get it, do you? Shall I spell it out for you? As long as you are under our roof, you are expected to do as you're told. We have allowed you to live here out of the goodness of our hearts. You seem to have forgotten that. You are freeloading on the back of our kindness. It would do you well to try and remember that. We have been very good to you, so don't forget to keep up your end of the bargain.
What are you on about? Do you think this is some kind of twisted fairy tale?
My brother feeds and clothes you, right? Most people would be grateful and try to do their best for the family that had taken them in. You, on the other hand, seem to have a cheeky answer for everything and a complaint to go along with it. Know your place, Jenny.
I didn't get married to become this family's housemaid. I married Theo knowing that his mother had passed away and that his father needed special care because of his war wounds. I most certainly didn't expect to be treated like Cinderella by some wicked stepsister.
I don't care what you expected. This is my house, and you will abide by my rules while you are here. I should make you pay for my medical bills. All the stress you've caused me since you moved in here is taking a horrible toll on my well-being.
What? You do realize that if I even did consider giving you money, you'd be extorting your brother and not me, right?
You've made me lose great wads of hair, and I've had to order special Himalayan growth serum. I've also had to increase my time at the spa each week. Julio at Prestige Massage says the knots in my back and shoulders are a direct reaction to the stress of having you in my house. He recommends daily massages and saunas. My back especially needs a lot of work, he says, and it's not cheap, you know. The poultices he uses are sourced from a tiny plantation in the Amazon that only 2 people know about. The ingredients are taken by mule to a witch doctor who takes them the 300 miles up the Amazon in a canoe to an airfield from which they are flown directly to California. Julio knows one of the farmers, so gets most of their supply. It's incredibly expensive. And then there's the aromatherapy and personal trainer too. These things all add up, Jenny. I'm on the waiting list for a famous homeopathist too. She is highly recommended by Julio.
They saw you coming. If you think I'm paying for any of that new age rubbish, you're going to be disappointed.
It's no laughing matter. I need about $10,000. And as soon as possible. If you pay up and give the housework your all, I'll let you continue to live here for free.
I wonder what Theo's reaction will be to all this. He might lose his cool and throw you out. How would that be?
I can assure you that my brother will take my side. We've always been as thick as thieves, Theo and I. When I showed him all the invoices for therapy, it was his idea to ask you for the money. He even suggested asking for $20,000.
He said that, did he? My husband told you to try and swindle his wife out of $20,000? Somehow your story lacks a little validity.
Of course, we both know you don't have that sort of money. Theo said he'll introduce you to a friend of his who can organize a loan. No fuss. No background checks, nothing. Just make sure you paid back, or let's just say you don't want to fall behind on payments. That's your husband saying that. Sounds like your marriage is heading for stormy waters.
You're unbelievable.
Have you noticed? Theo has been really on edge recently. The smallest thing seems to send him into a rage. Using chainsaw to scare away those Jehovah's Witnesses the other day. Overkill. Well, it turns out the inheritance he was counting on doesn't exist. Dad's veteran's pension only covered living expenses, and the rest he either poured down his throat, or we don't know. But there isn't anything left for Theo to inherit, except the house.
But the construction company he started is doing well. What about that? It must be worth quite a bit. Theo told me he turned down the last offer to buy him out. The shareholders all want him to sell to Earthworks, Inc. I'm surprised he didn't.
Theo is dead keen to sell. It's only been 6 months since he took over the reins from our father, but he's not cut out for the construction industry. Theo is more the book and pen type. He can't get along with the work team bosses, and he hates visiting building sites.
Oh?
So, as soon as he can find a buyer, he's going to sell and start a new company. Women's high fashion, apparently. Nothing could be further removed from the dust and filth of the construction industry. Theo said he'll cut me in as a silent partner. Well, it was Daddy's company after all.
I haven't heard anything about this from Theo.
Seems like there are some serious trust issues there. I'd be very worried if I were you. Maybe they just thought little old you wouldn't understand. Or maybe they just thought you should stick to cleaning.
I find it hard to believe that Theo would go ahead with such big plans without discussing it with me.
What does that tell you? They don't consider it worth their time including you. What does that make you feel? Disillusionment? Despair? Or maybe both? It really doesn't matter. Things are looking pretty grim for you. Best you just accept your lot, put your head down, and be the best little housekeeper you can be. Leave the important things up to those of us who know what we're doing. And if you can't toe the line, you know where the door is. We took you in, so you'd better earn your keep.
Got it. Loud and clear.
What? Really? I thought you were impossibly stupid and unable to grasp even the simplest concepts. That's wonderful, then. Right, I'll leave you to it, then. Thought that might take a bit more shouting before you understood.
Nope, I understand.
Great. You see a laugh and a smile and everything is okay again. If everyone knows their place, we'll all get along swimmingly. Oh, and the money? By the end of the week, please. I want to be sure to book my spots at the spa next month. They need the cash up front. Having a few problems with the online payment system, Julio says. If you need to take out a loan, have a word with Theo. He knows a guy. Hey, Jenny, what's happening with the cash? I thought we agreed that you'd pay me by the end of the week. Cash, okay? No bank transfers.
I'm not giving you anything.
What? Hang on. We had a deal. I said 1 week and you said okay. What gives? Don't try to weasel your way out of it now. Quit messing around, would you? I need that money today.
You're the one who's messing around, trying to force your brother's wife into paying you. For what? Some figment of your imagination? You aren't getting a cent.
Wow, you've got a nasty way of talking back to people, haven't you? Since when do you give the orders around here? I made it perfectly clear where you stood in this family. At the bottom. If you can't be quiet and get on with your chores, then you'll soon find yourself divorced and kicked out.
I got divorced yesterday.
What are you talking about? Have you been drinking? You can't just get divorced. These things take time, money, and a lot of back and forth with lawyers. You're obviously in a very unstable mental state at the moment. Shall I call Julio and see if he can fit you in today? He's not cheap. Oh, heavens, no. But he will help you relax and maybe return you to your normal state of mind.
A while ago, I had a big fight with Theo. We managed to sort it out, obviously, and things went back to normal. Well, not normal, but they went back to the situation we're in now. The fight lasted a few days, and during the most heated moment, Theo threw divorce papers at me. He had already signed them. He was in such a rage, I wondered if that was the end of our marriage right there and then. He finally calmed down, and I think he forgot all about the papers. But I didn't. I kept them. I don't know why, but I just thought they might come in handy one day. So, when you started trying to extort ridiculous amounts of money out of me, I signed those papers and took them to City Hall. I knew it would cause all kinds of problems, and Theo would probably try and stop me, so I did it yesterday when he was out of town. That's another thing. His business trips. He calls them that, but I know he's just off having fun on the company's dime. How can he always come back from business trips with a tan and a crippling hangover? There's usually sand in his clothing, too. I'm not that stupid. His passport is full of stamps from Mexico. Dated, too. You two must think I'm a total idiot.
You really got divorced?
Sure did. So any further attempts to squeeze me for money will have to be done in a court of law. I know as long as I'm in this house, I'll be treated like a maid by you, and as, I don't know what, by Theo. He hasn't treated me like anything these last months. He hardly even talks to me. So getting a divorce was the easiest thing I've ever done. I can't wait to get as far away from you two as possible.
But you said, got it loud and clear. I was surprised, but over the moon that you were finally seeing things from a more overall perspective. I thought things might settle down finally in this house.
I tried talking to him about the company and about you, but he refused to let me get a word in. I think he loves you more than me, which is super weird. So I asked him outright why he married me, and do you know what he said? He said he married me so there would be someone to look after his sick father and clean the house. The second I heard that, I saw everything so clearly. No more wondering if he was just too busy at the moment, wondering if he loved me or not. I understood. So I decided right there and then to divorce him.
So, get out. Get out now. Don't waste another second. I'm serious. If I see your smug little face again, I don't know what I might do. You've been a freeloader all this time. Now you aren't even family anymore. You have no right to be here a minute longer. Get out. How dare you try and freeload off us?
I think you'll find that you and the freeloader, and that is you, who needs to get out.
You rude little... What are you talking about? I said get out.
You don't think this house is yours, do you? Oh, Tony, you're in for the shock of your life.
What the heck are you talking about? This is my family's house. Now get out!
I hate to be the one to tell you. Actually, no, I'm enjoying this. I can't tell a lie. This house is mine. It's in my name.
You better tell me what the hell you're talking about. My father bought this house. We lived here for years. Explain yourself, and make it quick. I've got a good mind to go over there and thrash you within an inch of your life.
Exactly what I said. There's no hidden meaning. I own the place. The deed is in my name. I bought it, so it's mine.
No, what the hell? My father bought this house decades ago, while you were still in diapers. This is our house. You'd better shut your filthy mouth and get the hell out of here. I'm calling the police. You're a freeloader. Get the hell out.
Go ahead, call them. Your father asked me to buy the place, so I did. Go on, call the cops. That'll save me having to explain anything. You'll have to, though. And when you're done screaming, you might calm down enough to accept the truth. Please call them. I need them to evict an intruder.
Wait a minute. What are you saying? This is all too confusing.
Ah, you aren't as smart as you think you are you? Okay, I'll lay it all out for you. Just before your father died last year, he told me that his company was going under. They were just a few months away from filing Chapter 11.
Yes, but Daddy had a sudden angel investor who gave a no-strings-attached loan to buy the latest equipment and get things back in the black again.
Yep, and who do you think that investor was?
I can't believe we're having such a stupid conversation. You sound insane. You're going to need more than just a massage and some aromatherapy. This is going to take a straitjacket and leeches.
Right. Yes. Anyway, your father asked me to buy the house so he could buy all that new equipment.
This is the most ludicrous story I have ever heard. Why would he ask you? And I'm supposed to believe you're somehow filthy rich? Is that possible?
If you must know, I took out what my parents left me and put most of it into a little company I thought would do well. It did. So well, in fact, that I never had to work again. It gave me the financial ability to invest in more and more companies I thought had potential. The dividends alone are enough to live on, but I seem to have a knack for spotting potential 10-baggers.
And I thought you were a simpleton. So, you're some kind of genius investor?
More lucky than genius, and I never invest in a company without doing a thorough dig into them. But yeah, that's where the money comes from. I don't want the extra attention, so I never flash my money around. Then when I saw your father's company circling the drain, I offered to help.
So, you bought the house? Why?
He wouldn't just take my help. Maybe because it was his company that he'd built from nothing. Maybe it was his pride, something about being a man. I don't know, but he flat out refused a handout. So, to make him accept it, I offered to buy the house. At that time, he was still alive and Theo and I were still newlyweds. It made sense. I just kept quiet about it. Even Theo doesn't know.
So, the house really belongs to you?
Yes, that's what I'm seeing. So it was actually me who was letting you live here out of the kindness of my heart. Anyway, you're wasting time when you should be packing. The sooner you start, the sooner you can be gone.
Wait a minute. What is going to happen to Theo's new company?
You mean his idea to mortgage the house and use the money to start his clothing company? That's gone out of the window, hasn't it? Up in smoke. You can't mortgage what isn't yours. Oh, and by the way, Tony, that company Theo thinks he inherited, you two should probably check the name of the ownership papers.
No way.
Yep, so you won't be selling anything without my consent. Theo is the president in name only. It's registered in my name.
This can't be happening. Daddy didn't say anything to us about it.
Because you weren't there to listen. When the company was in trouble, when he was sick, you two were always too busy. I was always there to help him into his wheelchair, to help him to the bath, to remind him to take his medicine. Theo was always on business trips, and you were flushing money down the drain with your New Age spa nonsense. I was at his side when he took his last breath. In the end, he called his lawyers and signed everything over to me. I was the only one who was there for him.
That wily old devil! Theo doesn't know. He's meeting with the other partners of his new business today. Oh God, he's taken a huge loan from his friend. And that friend is not the kind of person you want to mess around with.
Oh God, indeed. That friend, I'm guessing she isn't your regular bank manager then? So, putting two and two together, Theo has gone and taken a big loan from some crook? I'm guessing that must be the case because a bank would of course do a thorough check of the company's financial situation, assets, etc. They would of course have seen that neither the company nor the house were in Theo's name.
No, the loan is from a friend. I'm sure it's okay. What shall we do?
Nothing to do with me anymore.
I signed the loan contract with Theo. I'm in this too.
Well, you're a partner, aren't you? You share the risk with him.
Yeah, but that was when we thought we could use the house as collateral. What are we supposed to do now? The whole business plan was based on selling the house and business. Oh, God. It's all melting before my eyes.
Yeah, you should have talked to me sooner.
How was I to know? You didn't say anything. Daddy didn't either. Now we have no company or house. Just a big debt.
First thing you should do is pay back the loan as quickly as possible. The interest on those types of loans will make it extremely difficult, though. But if you miss a single payment, the interest will go up. That's how those people operate.
The money is already gone. We spent it on the new business. Shop, interior design, stock, new staff.
You've really gone and screwed things badly, haven't you? If I was a religious person, I'd say that's karma. Looks like your plans are finished. You'll just end up in more and more debt.
Jenny, I've made a horrible mistake. I'm deeply, truly sorry. I didn't know. I was awful to you. Can't you find it in your heart to forgive me? Never mind Theo. He only thinks of himself. Please, Jenny, forgive me. I beg you.
Fine. I'm not even angry.
What? Really? You forgive me just like that?
Yeah, I forgive you. I won't hold a grudge. Just get out of my house. You and Theo belong together. You're worthless scum, and I don't want to have to see either of you for any longer than absolutely necessary. How much longer are you planning on trespassing on my land? Once Tony and Theo realized they couldn't keep living in the city the story takes place, they packed up and disappeared overnight. They had no hope of ever paying back the loan shark, so they fled rather than face the possibly violent consequences of loan forfeit. Some say they went to live in a tiny fishing village in Maine. Others say New Brunswick or even up into Canada. Wherever they ended up, they will be living under an alias to avoid suspicion. From time to time, I get a letter begging for forgiveness and, of course, to help pay the loan shark. The letters are always posted from a different place. Always along the US-Canada border. Maybe they're always on the move. It's a vast and wonderful country full of hundreds of little towns to disappear into. But I've stopped reading the letters, and now I just throw them straight into the trash. I did get a visit from Theo's loan shark friend once. He and his thugs tried to get me to pay the loan back. A little digging showed they weren't connected to any mob or cartel. The ringleader was just a punk Theo went to high school with. He didn't have any real power in the city. I mentioned it to a few of the boys in my construction company and, well, let's just say one day that creep had an office and the next day he had a pile of ashes. Of course, I'll never let Theo and Tony hear about this. As far as I'm concerned, they can spend the rest of their lives on the run. As for the company I bought from Theo's father, I was worried I wouldn't be cut out for the harsh reality of running a construction business. It turns out, I'm actually pretty good at it. That's two things I'm good at. Oh, and facing down wicked sisters-in-law. Little by little, the company's getting back to turning a profit, and we've just got the contract to rebuild a football stadium. I hope Theo's father is up there looking down on me and smiling. I hope he's glad he had me to rely on. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment. Bye!
Whoa! Is my lame old big brother really getting married? I couldn't believe it when I heard the news. And not only are you getting married, but the bride is some basic with nothing going on for her? I mean, wow. Just wow. What else is there to say? I mean, what kind of pairing is that? And to hold a wedding with? I think the two of you would be better suited showing up in a freak show together.
What is it now? Why is it that whenever I am doing something, you need to come and try and spoil it for me? And just what is wrong with me getting married to Felicia?
What's wrong with you two getting married? Charlie. If this chick was as basic as Felicia is, but like, really hot or something, then I guess I could see the logic to it. But she's not even that hot, so yeah, I would say there is something wrong.
You are literally not even making sense right now, and I don't appreciate the way you are talking about my fiancé. Especially after the horrible way that you treated her and made her feel when she came over to meet the family.
Oh, but come on. How was I supposed to resist? She is like a walking target, just begging for someone to rip into her. Can't you see that?
No, because I'm not focusing on all that superficial nonsense like you are. She is a smart, interesting, and very attractive person.
I guess it is true what they say, isn't it? Love really is blind, huh? I mean, have you forgotten who you're talking to right now? Did you forget that James and I graduated from one of the top universities in the nation and work at one of the largest firms in the world? And who are you again? What have you done? Oh yeah! You two only graduated from some state school and are working dead-end jobs. You really can't even compare us when you think about it. I mean, you know, sometimes I get pretty embarrassed when you tell people we're related. I really wish you'd stop.
Trust me, I know exactly how you feel. I really wish we weren't related either.
Oh, do you now? And just what do you mean by that?
I know all about how you used to bully Felicia when we were in high school. You tormented her and made those years some of the worst of her life. And then once you found out that we were getting married, it was like you reverted back to those days and are the same person you used to be. Maybe always were. Why do you think I went to the state school on the other side of the country in the first place? It's because you were always Mom and Dad's favorite who got whatever you wanted whenever you asked. They hardly even looked twice when I said I wanted to leave the state. I only went back to them to introduce Felicia because I guess I still have some kind of sense of duty to the family. That's the same reason why you all are invited to the wedding in the first place. But you know what? If I am being honest, after the wedding, it would make me more than happy if I never had to see any of you guys again. And if you really feel the same, then that's fine with me.
Oh, I see. Is that how it is? Well, as long as you two recognize where you stand compared to us.
Hey, Felicia, are you there? I have some things we should talk about. I just wanted to say that I am so sorry for the way that Brenda and James treated you today. I can't apologize enough for the things they said. And my parents, too. They just can never see my little sister as anything but their sweet, innocent little girl. I'm just so sorry.
Oh, Charlie, thank you so much for saying that. But I really am okay. You've already apologized so many times, even after you explained how things work in your family. Even about how your parents just can't see past your sister's act. To be honest, it was kind of exactly what I pictured in my mind.
Wow, so you're telling me it was that bad then? By the way, I saw Brenda twisting your arm to give you her number. You sure you were okay giving it to her?
Yeah, as long as our interactions are limited to the phone, I think I can handle her. But I don't think I'm going to extend the olive branch to her anytime soon.
That is completely fair. I do not blame you at all. You know, she basically told me she wished we weren't related, so I really wouldn't blame you if you blocked her.
Well, to be honest, I was thinking of waiting until after the wedding to do exactly that. And besides, she hasn't actually been that horrible yet. Or at least not really stirring up any trouble. So I don't really see the harm in giving her a means to contact me. She might have been able to bully me back in high school, but I'm a lot stronger than I was then. I'm pretty sure I can handle anything she can throw at me now.
Happy to hear it, baby. But if she ever gets to be too much, I just say block her.
Got it. I'll see how things go with her. Hey, loser! Thanks for the invitation to your wedding. It's too bad we won't be able to make it.
Oh, really? Okay. Thanks for the heads up.
What? That's it? That's all your sister gets for missing your wedding?
Well, Felicia's parents understand that you and I are barely even on speaking terms and that you caused Felicia an awful lot of pain back in high school. And so they said that if you couldn't go, that would be just fine with them. Besides, We were going to have a pretty small ceremony anyways, so if anything, this just works out nicely for us.
Oh, really? Is that how it is? And you're not having that big a wedding, you say?
Yeah, we had to think really hard about how many people we could invite and finally found a number that we thought we could swing.
Oh, I see. That just gave me a really good idea.
Oh, jeez. What could that possibly be?
Well, you know that James and I are engaged, but we still don't have a date picked out, right?
Yes, I think I knew that about you two. Why?
Well, of course we want to do it sometime soon. And of course we were never going to invite you to the ceremony.
Yeah, that is literally 100% fine with me. Do whatever you want.
What? That's all you have to say to that?
I never really even expected that you would invite us in the first place anyways. So, anyways, see ya.
God, you're annoying. You know that, Charlie? Hey, loser. We sent back the RSVP that we weren't going to make it to your wedding. Did you get it?
Yep, came yesterday. So you're really not going to come? That's your final answer?
Well, duh. There's no way we were going to show our faces at some pathetic small wedding like yours. And we certainly don't want to be seen with the kind of people that would go to something like that. But the real reason that we aren't going to be able to go is because our wedding is going to be on the same day as yours.
You planned your wedding on the same day? Like on purpose?
Well, duh, on purpose. But we're not going to have some destitute, sad excuse for a wedding between a couple of basics like you two. Ours is going to be one worthy of a couple working at one of the best firms in the world. It is going to be a deluxe, no punches pulled extravaganza.
Brenda, didn't you two only get your jobs because after you realized nobody would hire people like you, you went crying and begging to Dad for a job? You only got where you are because of nepotism. I really don't think that's something to be proud of.
You just don't know how to work people like I do. That's the real skill I bring to the table.
Is that what you bring? Is that why I hear that everyone at your work basically hates you guys because you just pretend to work and actually do nothing all day?
You two are just jealous of us. That's why you're saying all this untrue nonsense. Anyways, everything is already in motion for our wedding. And ours is going to blow yours so far out of the water. You'll see.
Okay then. Well, I guess that means we don't have to save a seat for you then.
Yeah, duh. That goes without saying.
By the way, you're the ones who don't realize where they really stand.
What did you just say? Is that some kind of joke?
You just go on thinking that you can do no wrong. Look around and try to figure out what's going on right now.
I have no idea what you are even talking about. You're so upset you're just talking nonsense now. Hey! Loser! What's going on? You're not having your wedding today?
What are you talking about now?
We decided to grace your wedding with our presence after all. But we showed up to the resort and there's nobody here.
And which resort would that be?
Which one do you think? Don't get smart with me. Casa de Playa down the coast. We were wondering how a couple of poors like you could afford to have your wedding there and decided to poke our heads in to watch the trash fire happening live.
Are you sure you got the right address? It was written pretty clearly on the invitation, if I recall correctly.
What? You mean you're not having your wedding there?
That is exactly what I am saying right now.
Well then, where are you having your wedding?
In Hawaii.
Wait, what? What do you mean?
How many Hawaiis do you know of, Brenda? I mean the state of Hawaii. The island.
I know what Hawaii is!
Okay, well, I wasn't sure, since it was written on the invitation clear as day for you, and you ended up going to Casa de Playa.
Wait, no. This can't be right. How could a couple of whores like you afford to have a resort wedding in Hawaii?
Well, this year I changed jobs and it came with a big raise. Actually, given my age, I'm making quite a bit of money now.
Wait, what? But I never knew about that.
Well, it's what happened. And how is your wedding going? It is today, isn't it?
We had it, but nobody showed up to it.
Wait, really?
I even made a post on Insta inviting everyone to show up, but still nobody came. Even Mom and Dad didn't make it here. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I don't know about any of your friends, but all of our relatives, including Mom and Dad, are actually here.
Wait, what? They're all at your stupid wedding? But I am their precious little girl. How could they choose to go to a loser wedding like yours? I don't get it.
Well, if it is any consolation, they seem to be pretty uncomfortable sitting surrounded by your coworkers.
What do you mean? Why are they there?
They are here because Felicia's grandpa is the president of the company that owns Dad's company.
Wait a second. But Dad, James, and I all work at the same place. And you're just telling me now that Felicia's grandpa is the president of our parent company?
That is literally what I just said, yes.
But why didn't you ever tell me that before now?
But I have told you. We've gone over this already.
What? When was this? I would have remembered something like that.
I told you when I brought Felicia to Mom and Dad's a few months ago.
Did you say anything about it then? I don't remember that at all.
Then I bet you also don't remember that while you and James were taking turns making fun and being mean to Felicia and I, Mom and Dad's faces were pale as a sheet and whispering for you to stop.
What? No. Were they really? They told us to stop?
They did, but you just acted like you always do, never listening to what people try to say to you. So yeah, I doubt you noticed them then too.
So then, when Mom and Dad took me aside and told me that I shouldn't have our weddings be on the same day, it was because of that?
Hopefully, that was one of many reasons. Anyway, they gave you a fair warning, but you just blew them off and kept on going like you always do.
So then, even though they knew that I was going to have my wedding on the same day, they still decided to go to yours instead of mine?
Apparently. I guess Dad came as a kind of work duty, I'm assuming. Even if he does like you more than me, I don't think he was about to miss his own son getting married to his boss's granddaughter. At the end of the day, he probably felt like he didn't have any other choice.
You're kidding me. This is insane.
And then at the wedding, it came out that you used to bully Felicia in high school. So I think Dad is really feeling the pressure while he's here.
Oh no. That can't be a good thing. So you're trying to tell me that all of this has been some kind of elaborate revenge plot of Felicia's?
No. She's not a sadist like you. We only just happened to send the invitations to the people that we wanted to be at our wedding.
But we didn't want to deal with the hassle of making and sending all those invitations. So that's why we just sent some emails and made the Instagram post. I told everyone to come.
And did anyone get back to you? Did you come up with a guest list by the end of it?
What? Why would I bother thinking about any of that? I made the posts, sent the messages, and that was that. I didn't bother checking anything. If I tell people to come, then I expect them to show up when and how I say. Is that really too hard to understand?
I suppose not. But I still wouldn't exactly say that that means that you invited anybody.
What do you mean? I don't get what you're talking about.
Do you remember the invitations that we sent you for our wedding? Even you got back to me saying that you and James weren't going to be attending. For basically every wedding ever, you formally invite people, and then they respond with whether or not they are going to attend.
Wait, what? Since when? I never heard of this.
What do you think the point of the RSVP is? And besides, you can't just make a couple of social media posts 2 days before your wedding and expect everyone to drop everything they are doing to attend. People have schedules and lives. They need some heads up. I mean, did you even get in contact with a wedding planner? I doubt a venue would rent to you with such little forewarning. Honestly, what were you thinking?
Well, no, we actually didn't have a venue or anything. Thankfully, though, we found a French restaurant that we managed to rent out for the wedding, but nobody even came.
Yeah, I think Felicia might know a thing or two about that.
What? I knew she was behind this.
No, that's not it. You'll see, though. I'll have her message you. Just wait a second. Brenda, are you there? You should go back to the restaurant right away.
Oh, look who it is. Now that I know the truth about whose granddaughter you are, you think you can just order me around like I'm a servant or something? Huh?
No, not at all. That's not what's going on at all. But the restaurant that you booked for your wedding actually belongs to my cousin.
The owner of the French restaurant is your cousin?
Yes. And he told me that not only did you cancel last minute on your plans to rent out the restaurant, but that you and James were there making a big scene about not paying what you owed.
What? You're kidding! How does he know it was us?
Well, because you have to use your names to make a reservation to book out a restaurant. Anyways, I'm just warning that he says if you don't come back to the restaurant right away, that he is going to call the police on you.
What? He's not really going to call the police, is he? Tell him not to.
Yes, that's what I just said. He told me to tell you that if you two don't go back there by 7:40 and pay what you owe, that he is going to do it.
But that's only 30 minutes away. We'd barely make it, even if we left now and tried to rush there.
Well, I really don't think he is in the mood to give you any leeway. I would get there as soon as you possibly can.
What is going on? How did it come to this? What am I supposed to do?
After that, Brenda and James made it to the restaurant with seconds to spare, so Felicia's cousin kept his word and didn't call the cops. He just handed them their bill for $150,000. They really wanted to go all out and apparently maxed out some of their credit cards in preparation for their wedding. I heard they basically almost went bankrupt doing it. Brenda called Mom and Dad, who came running to save her. Right after that, though, Brenda got in a screaming match with them over going to my wedding instead of hers. And it's not like James had anyone to turn to, since he doesn't talk to his parents anymore. A few days after that, Dad, James, and Brenda all felt judging eyes on them at work and couldn't stand to work there anymore. Now I hear that the three of them live together in a tiny apartment which they are all barely able to afford with their part-time jobs. Now I hear that neighbors complain about the constant yelling and arguing they hear coming from the apartment. I really doubt Brenda and James are going to be together too much longer.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.